Hello and welcome to a workshop on TypeScript. This is part one of the workshop on TypeScript. And in part one, we're going to follow the instructions on the TypeScript site shown here. So the first step is we need TypeScript to be installed. So we can use npm to install TypeScript. So npm install -g TypeScript. Now, while that's installing, we can also have our editor Sublime. We can install the TypeScript package. So Command Shift B to open the uh, install console. So in here we can look for packages and say package install and search for TypeScript. So the one that we need is the one that's over here, described here as being TypeScript IO wrapper. So let's search for that. Looks like that's the right one. Okay, so once your TypeScript is installed, you can go ahead and write the TS file. So we're going to create a TS file called hello.ts. So hello.ts, and in hello.ts we can just enter a simple function which greets the user. So function greet message string and console.log message. Now in Sublime it's supposed to give us auto completion. So if we say .log, Sublime is auto completing it for us, which is nice. And the other thing to note is that if we use a data type which is different from the intended data type, so if I call greet with a number, so Sublime is actually warning us about it. Now if I open package control, I just want to look at the packages that are already installed, and I think over here TypeScript is already installed here. And the other thing to note is that in my tsconfig I can actually include the files which are part of the project. So the tsconfig has the options passed to the compiler and the list of files, and you can switch on source map, which basically generates a map to debug the TypeScript. And so let's do that now. So we're going to create a tsconfig.js and tsconfig.json, which is going to contain the config. So here we can say compiler options and put that in quotes, and the options that we want to pass are source map true And in addition to compiler options, we can pass in the files, and under files we pass in an array and the hello.ts file. So that's the tsconfig, and now we can run the compiler. So let's run gsc, and notice that the error is still in there. So it also tells you the line number and column number. So on line 5 we have this error, so we can get rid of that and run tsc again, and notice that that created the js file and the js.map. So let's take a look at what those look like. So this is the map file, and that's the js